stay tuned because for the next 60 minutes, Motorsports Unlimited is on the air. Hi, I'm Jerry Bryant, and these are the lovely ladies of Motorsports. And all this hour, we're going to have 60 minutes of action-packed excitement. All kinds of exciting things will happen. And we got the famous Bill Wildt, and we got all kinds of other good stuff that's happening all this hour. Motorsports Unlimited, 60 minutes of non-stop action. So let's go to the studio right now.
Thanks, Jerry, and hi, everybody. Welcome to the studio headquarters of Chicagoland's most watched, most talked about Access television series. I'm Samantha Bentley, and this is the 837th edition of Motorsports Unlimited. Today, we're turning the clock back 11 years to revisit a program we shot in 1992 about the joy of motorcycling. Last week, we showed you that almost anybody can learn how to ride. This week, we want to show you what you can do once you know how. We felt the material we shot back then told the story perfectly. Watch.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Motorsports Unlimited, part number 288. I'm Paul Schultz, and today we're going to take you on a motorcycle ride. During the past several years, we've introduced you to all kinds of motorsports, from offshore powerboat racing to electric model slot car competition. Well, today, we're going to show you how to participate in a non-competitive motorsport. We've probably given you the idea that all motorsport involves racing. It's not true. In fact, many motorsport activities take place outside of the racing world, and motorcycle touring is one of them. Now, you might wonder what there is to tour in the Chicago area. And boy, do we have a surprise for you. But first, our lovely ladies of Motorsport have to pick out their motorcycles.
Donahue, did you pick the bike that you're going to ride?
I'm riding with you, Bill.
Well, how come everybody's trying to pick out a motorcycle and I thought that's what you were doing?
I was just looking at the material here. I'm scared.
I know. And you're not scared with me?
No, I'm not scared with you. I'd rather be with you or somebody else than driving it myself.
Boy, have you got a different impression of motorcycling than me. I wouldn't ride with anybody else for anything. And Pam Thomas, have you picked out what you're going to ride?
I think I did.
What do you mean you think you did?
Oh, I know I did.
Yeah, I know you did too, because you can't drive a stick shift, right?
No, I could learn.
Well, you know, and we're going to do a show like that one of these days, but we've got something for you today because we went through quite an ordeal here this week. Allison, let me get over to this side. Allison, have you picked your machine?
I got mine already too, but first of all, I want to thank John immensely for this whole week. John had to go with Pam and myself numerous times back and forth to the Secretary of State to help get us licensed. And without his masterful training, neither one of us would have our license right now.
Right, I think we better...
I really don't know if either one of us deserve our license right now, but...
Well, first of all, let's introduce... You are?
I'm John.
John Matevich, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and we do want to thank you. Let me explain to our audience what we're doing here first. I have been criticized on more than a few occasions for always doing racing stuff on Motorsports Unlimited. And a lot of my motorcycling friends say to me, Bill, Yes, there are lots of people that race motorcycles, but far and away, most people that have motorcycles don't race them. That there's lots of other ways to enjoy motorsports and motorcycles specifically than racing. There's some of the most beautiful country that you can imagine right in the Chicagoland area. Why don't you show your audience another way of enjoying motorsport without racing? So the idea came across. We'll go down and talk to our friends at Highlands Yamaha. Guys, what do you think? Can we put together some bikes for the girls to ride and for me to ride? And we'll pick out a nice scenic route, and we will show the folks that you don't have to race to enjoy motorsports. We ran into a kind of a glitch here at the last minute when somebody says, by the way, you guys have motorcycle licenses, don't you? And of course, I have one, but Allison?
I don't have one. Well, I do now.
You do now, and Pam, you didn't either.
No, I didn't.
But you knew how to ride a motor scooter.
Yes, I did.
You just didn't have a license.
No, thanks to John, I have one now.
Exactly. And Allison, you knew how to ride a motorcycle, but you didn't have you would let your thing lapse?
Actually, what I found out is I may not have had a license at all. I might have gone and got my permit and never got the license because, like you were saying, once you got it, you never had to renew yours. So when I asked them about that, they said I might have had a permit, but I never actually took that license test.
So as I'm sure our audience can tell, we ran into one heck of a glitch here at the last minute as to how we were going to do this program. Now, John, what has Pam selected? What's she going to ride?
She's going to ride this 200 scooter behind you over here, Bill. Very simple to operate, and really, if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride this.
Well, I think so too. And Pam, come on over here for a minute. Let's just take one quick look at this thing. And John, if you would, join us, please. I want just to take a quick look at this thing. The most important thing, perhaps, and Pam, if you would just step right over here. And Chuck, if you can see the brake pedal on the floor down here. This thing, I'm going to be in a camera shot here, aren't I? Sorry for being in the way, folks. This thing really has very simple controls, almost like a car in that you step on the brake.
Correct, exactly. And as I said, the first most important thing I always ask people is if you can handle and operate a bicycle, you can really operate this. It's very simple, the foot brake and a hand brake and a throttle, and basically away you go.
And how did she do?
Surprisingly very well. I was very impressed that she was able to handle it as quickly as she did.
Okay, so this is going to be yours, Pam. And by the way, this is a 200cc scooter, so this is kind of a fast scooter.
Oh yes, definitely. It is also highway legal, where you could drive it actually on the highway too if you choose to do so.
Okay, let me make one quick little speech here about motor scooters and something I had. Yes, Pam, it looked like you were going to ask a question. I'm sorry? Or you just wanted to hear what I was saying?
I was just leaning over. Yeah.
Okay, one quick little speech about motor scooters. Years ago, I used to go by the theory, I was always uncomfortable with the motor scooters because I always felt that the wheels on motorcycles, the spinning wheels, act as gyros, and that's what really balances the motorcycle. As a matter of fact, I used to have a thing I did in the garage with people to explain it to them. We had a bicycle wheel with a couple of handles sticking out of it, and I said, if you think you're the one that holds the motorcycle up, let me show you something. And I had them hold each side of the handle and spin the wheel, and the gyro effect is tremendous. You literally can't turn it. Once you've got it spinning, it balances itself. To make that point, and I said the bigger the diameter of the wheel, the heavier the wheel, the greater the gyro effect. And I always sort of made the point is, so maybe you want to stay away from the motor scooters because of the smaller wheels and all that. Okay, that's theory. The fact of the matter is, I ended up spending a week in Miami some 20 years ago, and I rented a Vespa motor scooter, and I had a great time on it. It was absolutely stable. It was wonderful. It was totally clean. It seems like it would be the same thing, a motor scooter and a motorcycle, and it's really a different experience. Would you agree?
Absolutely. The scooter is something that it gets you into the two-wheel motorcycles to start you off with. And really, for somebody just looking to play around town, you can't beat it. You know, and this is not something that you're going to leave from Illinois and go to Wisconsin on, but for somebody that wants to go out there and have a good time and enjoy the air going through your hair and enjoy the two-wheel effect, this will definitely do it for you.
Right, so the scooter is something to be considered, and I was wrong on the thing. I'm telling you, I had a great week in Miami with the Vespa motor scooter. Of course, that was years before there was Yamahas and Hondas. I'm real old, so in any event. Pam, if you would stay with yours. John, let's go down and take a look, see what Allison picked up on down here. If we can get on over here, and I don't even know if we can reach this. Allison, come with us, please. Now, Chuck, you're going to have to nod your head if you can see this to me. Yeah, okay, he can see it. Allison, why did you select this one?
Well, actually, I like the colors.
Okay, you like the colors, plus the fact that I kind of told you that what I wanted was something under 250 cc's, over 125 cc's. I felt for a beginning rider, that's about the right thing to deal with. And John, what do you think? Am I right or?
Oh, definitely. Allison was on motorcycles before, but you need to get back into it with something smaller, easier to handle, a little bit lighter, but not give up a lot of power there. So if we want to go out on an interstate for any reason or go up to higher speeds, she can handle doing that on this machine.
Okay, so Allison's got this one, and I should tell our audience this is sort of an off and on the road machine, and we'll see in our travels sometimes if we can take a little advantage of that, but I'm not sure.
I was going to ask you, this kind of looks like a motocross bike, is it?
This is combination off-road. It's street legal, but it has ground clearance like an off-road bike, and it has some of the controls positioned in a way that you could go over rocks and humps and everything without damage anything.
That is correct. Absolutely.
Okay, it's a compromise.
Yes.
Okay, we've got the 2 bikes for the 2 girls, and we'll show the audience later what I'm going to ride because I want to do something else first. Kimmy, we've left you out of this shot way too long. Are you sure you don't want to drive? Is this the prettiest thing here or what?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is. Do you know who Vance and Hines are?
No, I don't.
Vance and Hines are a couple of superstars in motorcycle drag racing, and this is their signature machine. And what that means is they have really been complimented that Yamaha or any company selected them to actually put together parts for a machine and say this one will be your signature model. And I couldn't be more pleased because I have watched these guys for 20 years, watch them come from nobody ever heard of them to being very, very famous drag racing people, and I couldn't be more pleased. And the color scheme that they picked is just sensational. Now, I want to do one more thing. Sue, if we can, I want to get some. This Motorsports Unlimited has gone big time today in that we have representatives from the state here today. Please step right on in here, Sue. Step forward and introduce yourself to our audience, please.
I'm Sue Babinski, and I'm the director of the Heritage Corridor Visitors Bureau.
Okay, and the reason that we have her here today is I told you we were going to show you some really beautiful areas in the Chicagoland area to ride, that it's not necessary to race to enjoy motorsports in the Chicago area, and I could have gone in any direction. I thought about going straight north and go up towards maybe Winthrop Harbor and the Wilmot Hills racetrack. It's all pretty up there. We could have gone straight west. I was thinking about taking you out to Wayne and Wayne County. There's actually a couple of castles out there. It's a beautiful area. We could have looked at the architecture. Literally any direction you want to go from Chicago, you can find pretty things to look at. But I stumbled on something recently that I hope to show you more about in the future, and we contacted these folks because quite frankly I didn't know what I was looking at. And this, it turns out, is called the Heritage Corridor. What is the Heritage Corridor?
The Heritage Corridor basically is the geography from Navy Pier in Chicago all the way down the inland waterway system down to LaSalle, Peru. It was dedicated as a Heritage Corridor in 1984 by an act of Congress because the Illinois and Michigan Canal, which we hope you'll become very familiar with, basically was dug back in the 1800s and opened up the city of Chicago to the world as far as the transportation center. Now, there are other Heritage Corridors throughout the United States along waterways, mostly on the East Coast. The Erie Canal, for example, I'm sure you've all heard of the Erie Canal, is one of them. The Lehigh, Delaware and Lehigh Canal is another Heritage Corridor. And we have the most spectacular scenery, the most tremendous recreational opportunities throughout the Heritage Corridor, and we welcome you. In fact, I came here today to this shoot with my husband on our Yamaha, and I have my helmet, and we may join you later on today.
Well, I sure hope so. And what I want the audience, you're not going to believe, trust me, you're not going to believe what we're going to show you here today. I stumbled on this quite by accident recently after acquiring a boat. This, folks, I want to tell you, this is all yours. This is free. You already paid for it. All you have to do is take advantage of it, and it's some of the prettiest area you've ever seen. Now, today we are going to do this by motorcycle because there are some just lovely roads. Old Stagecoach Road, for one.
That's right. That's absolutely fantastic. And you have to know that my husband and I, we want to share this with you. If you get down from Joliet down through the Seneca and Morris area, please stop along the waterways and see the locks. These are locks that drop down 40 feet, and it's absolutely in park-like settings. And I know you're going to Stratton Park today, which is an absolutely marvelous park. Boat ramps. It's named after a former governor of Illinois, William G. Stratton, and it's one of 11 state parks that we hope to show more of you that we have here in the Heritage Corridor.
Right, I'm going to tell you, folks, you really don't have to go to Europe. You don't have to go anywhere. We're going to show you something today that you probably didn't know existed, and we are going to show you, I have heard so many times people say, what do you really want a motorcycle for in the Chicago area? Well, I'm going to show you something. You have so much to look at. All you have to do is get out there. You know, you have a couple of choices for seeing things. You can walk, and the problem with walking, of course, is that you can't really cover very much territory. You can't see very much, and you're going to end up beat in a very short period of time. Or you can do it by bicycle. Again, you're in tune with nature, but you'll end up being more exhausted, and you really can't cover much ground. Obviously, this is Motorsports Unlimited, and we're interested in motorsports, of course, and to make our own pitch, nothing is better than a motorcycle for sightseeing.
Let me
Nothing.
tell you just one thing. South of the Santa Fe Speedway, which I know your entire audience is familiar with.
Oh, you bet.
You go down to 171 and go through the Cook County Forest Preserves, an absolutely marvelous area between Willow Springs Road and Route 83. You're going to love it, and believe me, you're going to be back.
Right, so the plan today is I wanted to hold it to about 2 hours from downtown Chicago. So using that as a center point to go about 2 hours away and 2 hours back is a nice afternoon ride. And I want to show you folks what you can actually see in that time. Have I got it about right?
Yeah, you have. And please tell your audience, if they want special itineraries from us at the Visitors Bureau, please call Sue. Call me at the Visitors Bureau or my associate, Bob Noonan, at 815-727-2323, and we'll get you a list of wonderful restaurants to stop and eat at and just places to stop and relax and get in tune with nature.
Okay, and it's all free.
It's all free, right?
Oh, okay, and Christine, as a matter of fact, if you would come on out here. Christine, you couldn't find a motorcycle. Don't run away, Sue. We need all the help we can get. You didn't find a motorcycle for you to ride. How come?
Because there is not a motorcycle that exists that I'm willing to drive, Bill.
So you're going to go down by car and hook up with us down there?
Right.
Okay, what have you got there?
This is a map of the Heritage Corridor.
Right, this is one of the things that these guys will send you. All you have to do is ask, and this stuff is free. And these guys, as I said before, they think this thing starts like down at Navy Pier, and they think it ends out in LaSalle. But for our Motorsports Unlimited audience, it starts at Santa Fe Speedway, goes past Grundy County Speedway, and ends up at LaSalle Speedway, because those are sort of our reference points in life. Okay, before we run completely out of time, we want to get on the road and take a look at some of this stuff. Christine?
Say, Bill, you know, you're making this segment way too long. There's so much great stuff to see. We have to get going.
Tell the audience.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
This is going to be fun, but I'll admit I'm a little nervous. It's been a long time since I've done any riding. Now, while Bill is deciding what bike he wants to ride, let's meet the girls on today's show.
Hi, I'm Chris Schutz. I'm Kim Donahue.
I'm Allison Demore.
And I'm Pam Thomas.
Thank you, girls. While Bill and John were trying to decide what Bill was going to ride, we girls decided to go inside and find something to wear with long sleeves. And, by the way, the folks at Highlands Yamaha wanted us to tell you that when riding, you should always wear your protective clothing, including long pants, helmets, etc. We take certain liberties while taping a television show for theatrical purposes. But please, check with your local dealer about proper protective clothing. Enough said? Now, let's return and find out what Bill decided to ride.
Okay, Christine, what do you think? Step forward here a little bit. We've got all the other girls dressed. Look at the nifty stuff they get to wear because they can ride motorcycles. You don't have anything nifty.
No.
You can't ride a motorcycle.
No, but I'm a good spectator, as you know.
That's right, and we're going to catch up with you down at the William G. Stratton Park, right?
Right.
Okay, and you've been there before.
I'm looking forward to it. It's just beautiful.
It is beautiful there. Guys, what do you think? Nifty clothes?
I dig it.
And yeah, you like it because it's got like armor.
I feel like a football player here, so.
Okay, Kimmy, here's our problem. I have a choice. This beautiful, and you got to admit you love the colors.
I love the colors.
Vance and Hines signature bike. I can use this one. It's 600cc 4-cylinder, very fast motorcycle.
Okay.
Or the FJ 1200, that's 1200 cc's. What do you think I'm going to take?
You're going to take the 1200
Why do you suppose that is?
because you're crazy, Bill.
Yeah, exactly. No, I want to take
And I take this one because it's prettier.
No, you already picked the other one. You can't. This is
If I were you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, believe it or not, I am a little torn because I think the color is absolutely beautiful. But on the other hand, that is 1200 cc's, and that's a lot more weapon. So, you guys ready to roll?
We're ready.
Tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Okay, ready or not, our adventure is about to begin. Through the magic of television, we're about to travel from the Highlands and LaGrange to the William G. Stratton State Park in Morris, Illinois, and we're going to do it in about 2 minutes.
got no wind, just wind in the eyes. God bless the motorcycle man. He's gonna get around you any way that he can. He got a fire-breathing demon that he bought in '62. She rumbles down the highway like a freight train coming through. But God bless the motorcycle man. Now don't try to catch it, you'll be wasting your time. Be foul, fool, fumble, who can it be? This guy's a strange creature that's a bumper tagging me. I think I'll slow down and let him slip fast. Then it's gone like a rocket ship. It's gonna take a fast trip. Good Lord, it's a 747, a leather covered rider and a ticket straight for heaven. But God bless the motorcycle man. He's doing his thing the only way that he can.
Christine, how was your trip down here?
Very leisurely in the motorhome, thanks.
And that's the way you want to keep it?
Yes, yes.
Now let me find out, will you hold my helmet? Okay, now let me find out from the people who have just had one heck of a ride. Kimmy, you rode with me all the way down, what'd you think?
What a trip.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
So it is true that there's lots of pretty things to see in the Chicagoland area on motorcycles.
It is wonderful.
Allison?
It really does give you an entire different aspect of what it's like. You know, you drive in a car versus this. I mean, just feel like you're so free out there. It's awesome.
Well, it's a matter of freedom. It's also a matter of you're part of the environment. All the smells, everything. That's one of the joyful parts of motorcycling is that you're not separated or insulated from it. Would you agree, Pam?
Oh, definitely. What an experience. I had a real nice time.
Yeah.
My hand hurts a little bit, but you know.
Because the throttle hand, huh?
Yeah, you have to
The
expect
clutch,
it.
too.
Though.
My
Even butt a little,
clutches.
you know,
And what?
my butt.
Get a little sore of that too. Well, it's been a while for you guys. Now I brought you down here because this is where we want to start out. This is where they launch the boats from behind us, and I don't think there's anything much prettier. Obviously, pretty girls and boats.
All the way in here, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Expecting it to be
and I want the
beautiful.
public to know this belongs to them. This
Come
is it's all free. This is free. Now we're down in Morris, Illinois
I
right
can
now.
fit somebody on the back of my bike.
Oh, she's already calling it hers. This is Highland Yamaha.
I know. They're wonderful for letting me use it.
They really are. Now, Chuck, if you can, I want you to broaden your shot and pan around. I know this is going to be a real hard thing. Girls, is this bridge up here pretty or what? Is this a nice setting?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, just give Chuck a chance to get up there and everything. This is an absolutely beautiful bridge. I don't have any idea what the name of it is, but if you don't turn by that sign that said William G. Stratton State Park, if you don't turn there, you end up going over this bridge and you don't even know all this is here. I've probably been over the bridge a jillion times and didn't know that this was all down here.
How can you miss it though?
Well, it's easy because when you're on the bridge, your eyes are focused on the road and all that, and you really don't look down here and see what's all going on. It's really very pretty and picturesque. Now, here we've got the area where they take and they launch the boats, and this is, by the way, the Illinois River, and this is part of that. In fact, right about in the middle of that heritage corridor thing that they're talking about. We're going to meet some people on the river today. I just wanted to show you this area, and I wanted to show you how scenic. There are people. Chuck, if you pan your camera over here to the right, we've got a guy that's just sitting here watching them launch the boats all day, and that is not unusual. Lots of people come out here to watch. It's really quite interesting to see people launch boats.
Very relaxing too. I mean, just standing here, and just feel that breeze and smell. It smells so clean out here.
Right, and it's one of the best laid out things I've ever seen. Girls, if you would step down this way, I want Chuck to be able to see the way they've got this thing set up here. When you come in here to launch a boat, you come in over in that right hand, or from our camera's thing, the left hand lane. You pull up here, get yourself ready like those folks are doing up there, if Chuck can see that. Get your stuff ready. Then you back down onto one of these 4 launching areas, drop the boat. Then you pull out and you go and park where they've got boat for trailers and cars over there. And when you take your boat out again, you do the same thing in reverse. Pull up there, back down here, take it out. And after you take it out, and Chuck, if you can see it over there, you can see what the folks are doing. They're wiping down their boats and all that. And they've got it laid out real orderly so it doesn't jam up traffic. It's really well thought out the way they do this. Now, in addition to having this thing here for boat launching, for good-sized boats and all that, in addition to that, right down the river here, they've got the jet ski launching area, and that's very cool, and I want to go down there and talk to that. Christine, you've been out of this, but you like it just fine the way you did it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not ready maybe to take over Pam's scooter?
No.
No, okay. All you guys together, come on up here. Next, I want to go take a look at that jet ski launching area, okay? Everybody together?
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. The ride to Morris was wonderfully scenic, and Bill didn't exaggerate when he described the beauty of the William G. Stratton Park. Let's look at the jet ski launching area.
Before we look at the jet ski launching area, we want to remind our audience that this material was shot in 1992.
It was 11 years ago.
That's right, Luda. And we should probably mention that the ride from the Highlands in LaGrange to Morris, Illinois is about an hour and 15 minutes.
On television, it looks much faster. Hi, I'm Luda Kay.
And I'm Janine Lauschat. Let's get back to William G. Stratton State Park in Morris, Illinois, and check out the separate jet ski launch ramp.
Girls, this is the jet ski launching ramp. Allison, what does that mean?
I think it's just really neat. They have a special place for the jet skiers to go, so it keeps them out of the traffic of the boats. I think it's really a bright idea.
No, the whole place here is so well thought out, and it really is beautifully laid out. And Chuck, if you can, what I want you to do is pan all the way around to the right. I want you to look at that bridge again and give people an idea of where we are in relationship to where we just were. We're about, I'd say, about 1,000 yards up the river.
It looks right about that much.
Right, about 1,000 yards. Now, people have called me all summer long asking, they know that 2 years ago we did a thing about the jet skis. A year ago we did...
I wish I could have done that. That would have been
Well, a year
fun.
ago we did the thing about the Phase 3 personal watercraft, and everybody was asking me all year, when are you going to do something about, there's Yamaha's got the Wave Runners out, Bombardier's got the Sea-Doos, and this is a different kind of personal watercraft. And unfortunately, I haven't had any contact with anybody, and Highlands Yamaha, while they sell motorcycles and snowmobiles, they didn't have a dealership for the we have to, I should tell our audience that we're not NBC, we can't just go out and buy a bunch of these vehicles, we have to depend on these folks to loan this stuff to us, and this is brand new stuff and it's very expensive. But the good news is, and I hope I'm not letting anything out here ahead of time, but Highlands Yamaha has secured a Wave Runner Yamaha dealership.
Ooh.
So I don't know if we can get it done this summer. If we can, we will, and we're going to teach all the girls how to drive the Wave Runners.
That would be a riot.
And if we don't do it this year, we're definitely going to do it next year, because now we've got a contact and it makes it easier for us. Kimmy, you looking forward to that? Because you're kind of a chicken.
I am not a chicken.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I won't ride a motorcycle. I'll try it.
Okay, and Pam, I bet you'd go for that in a big way.
I can't wait.
And Christine, you didn't do the jet ski show, and you didn't do the hovercraft. Well, you didn't drive the hovercraft.
Yeah, but believe it or not, I think I'm willing to try those, the Wave Runners, yeah.
All right, because you sit on them?
Well, I'll tell you, for one thing, because of my experience this summer, the fun we've had in the boat on the Illinois River and seeing the jet skis and the Wave Runners in the water, it kind of makes you want to go out there and try it.
Right, because it does look like a lot of fun, no question. And by the way, Chuck, if you can, maybe you can catch a shot of that jet ski launch ramp sign so I give the folks an idea of just how well laid out this arrangement is. Now, you know what we've got to do now. I told you I wanted to show you more pieces of what can all be seen and done on the river. And again, I want to tell our audience that this is, whether you're into boating or motorcycling, this is an absolutely exceptional way to spend an afternoon motorcycling, taking in all these scenes. Or if you've got
not
a boat,
even that, come on out and just sit and watch.
or even, you're exactly right. This is a real pretty place to spend the day. Now, you know what we're going to do now, right?
We're going to cruise.
We are going to cruise on to the next thing, and we're going to show the audience some more of this picturesque scenery. You guys are kind of getting off and riding, right?
Oh, it's awesome.
Pam?
Oh, yeah.
And Kimmy, you're kind of...
I'm enjoying the view.
Okay. Christine, you know what you have to do then? You have to take the microphone and walk it back to our camera for us, and we've got to get on the bikes and go. Can you handle it?
My pleasure.
Check you later, gonna make some time. No worries today, but he be feeling just fine. God bless the motorcycle man. He got it bad, the motorcycle man.
We would like to mention that the music you are listening to is an original work, written and performed by Roger Pauley.
It's called Motorcycle Man.
Man knows where to go. Cycle man. Get out on the highway. Gonna do my way. Guy. Motorcycle man. Motorcycle man. Motorcycle man.
Touring the Heritage Corridor is absolutely wonderful, and as our riding skills improved, Bill began to step up the pace because he was anxious to get to the next destination, a charming cove further along the Illinois River in Seneca.
Christine, you said you wouldn't have a job on this show. How else do you think? How else do you think we'd get the microphone out here?
Well, you know, somebody has to make sure that you have tapes to do the show, you know.
Tapes to do the show, what order we shot them in, and all the rest of it. Now, girls, come on over here now. I want to explain what we're doing here. Yes, you're going to get a little wobbly-legged, and where is Pam Thomas? Pam Thomas, tell the audience, come on over here. Come on over here. Tell the audience what happened to you on the road down here.
I got chased by a dog. I don't even know where he came out
Chased
from.
by a dog. Poor Pam Thomas.
Yeah. That wasn't the only thing. And then going up that bridge, it's pretty high, and I started getting real scared. That was worse than the dogs.
Much worse than the dog. In fact, I was concerned about the dog chase here. She didn't seem to care about that at all, but you didn't like going over that high bridge, right?
No, I'm afraid of height.
Yeah, and this one, there wasn't much sides on it or anything.
No, it was pretty much open, and seeing that water really did it.
Okay, but I've got a question for all you guys. We having fun?
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, so all of that stuff is just part of the adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Allison?
We could write a book, The Adventures of Bill and the Girls.
I've often said, we've had people tell us that a better name for this program would be The Adventures of the Lovely Ladies of Motorsport. Would you agree?
Well, I don't know how lovely we look right now, helmet head. God, I think I'm real pretty today.
Kimmy, are you ready to drive yet?
I'm not ready to drive, Bill.
I'll tell you what, that FJ 1200 cooks when you grab a handful, doesn't it?
I felt like Snoopy with the ears in the back of his head.
I was trying to keep up with you when you gave it the gas, man. You were gone.
Oh, that thing is a weapon. No, that thing. That's why I want. That's why I wanted that 1200. That thing is a weapon. Okay, Christine, you know why we're here, right?
Yes.
Why? Explain to the audience.
Well, we're here to meet the owner of the Boondocks.
No, not exactly. We've been on the river on the boat, and this is, again, this is a kind of a twofold thing here that you can do on this Illinois River. You can enjoy a terrific boat cruise, or you can do this all by motorcycles going alongside the river. I'll tell you, this is just as much fun and just as pleasant going by motorcycle on these quaint roads, isn't it?
It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, just look at the...
Right, and right now I should say we're about at Morris. When we were at Morris, where we left from, we were about an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes from downtown Chicago, and right now we're maybe about an hour and 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. So we're still all in that cruise range that we're talking about. And one of the things I wanted to do is to show people this is a place that they create kind of for the river and for the river traffic, and it's really very cool. But that's not really the reason we're here. We're going to show that, but Christine, you must know me by now. What's the real reason we're here?
To talk to the pretty girl.
Yeah, you know it.
I know you too well, Bill.
Sally, if we can get you to come on out here, please. Please. Hi. Come right out here, stand next to Pam Thomas over here. And you are?
Sally Westfall.
Sally, I've just been telling the audience about our audience that's familiar with Motorsports Unlimited knows that this is a wonderful establishment and all that, but we came here mainly because I'm always looking, we got another knockout for the show, and I want to welcome you to Motorsports Unlimited. Tell us a little bit about what we have here.
The name of the place is Boondocks. We've been open since Memorial Weekend. And
right, this is brand new then?
Yes. And we've got sandwiches and great desserts and cold drinks, and we're only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Most of our business comes off the Illinois River here.
Right, I want to explain that. That's the interesting thing about this is that, and we'll have to get a shot of this later, Chuck, but the way it works is the river is out there, and Chuck, you can pan over so the folks can see the river. The river is out there, but obviously there's no what we would call docks or anything against the river because the river does run pretty good. So what they've done is they've cut a little section out, a little channel that gets into a little cove area. What's the name? Did you get a name?
It's just a dock area.
Just a little cove or a dock area where you can come down here very slowly, tie up to the thing, and then stop at a place like this. Mm-hmm. One thing I am particularly interested in, I am surprised that there aren't lots more of these places. Really, it's quite sparse, and it's just about perfect because if there's too much commercialization, you lose the scenery and all that. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, you do need to be able to buy gas and oil, and you do need food and stuff.
Right, and you can do all that here. What you do is you pull into this harbor. There are docks here where you can stop and eat. There's docks where if you want to, say, pull your boat in, have something to eat, get some gas. There's gas here available on the river. There's also camping. There's an area back here where you've got motor coaches. If you've got a boat and a motor coach and you want to spend the weekend or a week or a month, you can do that.
Right. This is really quite interesting. This whole river thing is a new phenomena for me. And this, as I said, there's not many establishments. And what I've kind of picked today is I wanted one that was more or less like a casual thing where you stop and get a hot dog or something like that. Then we want to take a look at one that's a little bit more formal with sit-down places and all that sort of thing.
You've come to the casual place.
This is the casual place. And then we've got one for the Demore folks in the audience. Right, Allison?
Why do you insinuate that we have that much money? Everyone, all right, I'm that rich.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, folks, when Chris and I cruised into this one place, what's it called, Spring something?
Springbrook.
When Chris and I cruised in there with our little boat and everything, they were watching us like we were going to steal something. So anyway, so that's a little bit, you get mostly people come in from the river.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's accessible from the road.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we get a little bit people from town, but most of the traffic comes from the river. And a lot of the boaters are from the Chicago area.
No question about it. In fact, I can't believe the number of people that know our program when they see us came down here. Hi, Bill. Hi, and it's wonderful because we're not that far away from Chicago, but we are pretty distance away from it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yes.
You're a star dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm a regular star. But in any event, this is could be enjoyed either by a person doing a motorcycle trip or a person doing a boat trip. And this whole, again, I want to emphasize, do you know this is called a Heritage Corridor? Did you know that?
Yes, I knew that. This road right out here, DuPont Road, is one of the most beautiful roads in central Illinois.
Right, and it is lovely. And again, you can enjoy, in fact, you almost have to do it both ways. You have to do it by boat to enjoy that part of it, and then you've got to do it by motorcycle to enjoy all this lovely scenery down here.
That's right.
Just got to watch out for the dogs, right, Pam? And those high bridges.
Yeah. We're not going up that bridge, are we?
No, we're not going to go up. No, we're done with the bridge. Anyway, Sally, I want to thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. This is really a very nice place that you have here. Now, we've got a task that we always ask the ladies to do on our show in order to so we can segue from one scene to another. Because you know what we're going to do next. You know where we're going from here.
Commercial.
No. We're going to we never do commercials.
No.
Never. We are going to talk to people. I think you know them with the Lady Maryland houseboat.
I sure do.
Okay, we're going to talk to them. But first, to get out of this segment, I'd like you to step forward here, just like this. And I want you to look at the camera and say,
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Now we know why Bill was in such a hurry to get to Boondocks. He never stops recruiting. Before we leave this complex to move further along the river, we want you to meet the folks that provided much of our knowledge of the river.
Well, yes, first of all, I want to ask the girls, what do you think? A boat house, a house that's actually a boat? What do you think?
Incredibly neat.
It really is cool. And now, so that we get everybody into the pictures, if I can get these folks to step out here, and girls, if you tuck right in around behind us here so we can, no, you got it right. We want to talk to the girls on Motorsports Unlimited. You got it exactly right. First of all, you are?
Marilyn Relier from Joliet.
And?
I'm her wife.
I'm going to tell you what. You better give us our full name because it's not always the same these days, you know.
You know, stage fright sets in fast.
You're George.
I'm George.
Okay, you guys have, in fact, these wonderful people are a couple of the folks that really gave us some insight as to what this whole river thing about. And I must confess, I'm certainly no expert on this. In fact, I'm barely a novice in that I've just stumbled on all this within the past month or so. And I must admit, I'm quite excited about it. Yes, there are people like me that come and put the boat in the river and travel down the river and, you know, take into different things and enjoy the scenery and all that. There are also folks like this that literally have a house on the water, and I understand that there are people that actually live on the river. George, do I have it right?
Yes, you are. We're here 12 months out of the year.
Okay, but you guys don't actually live here. You do it more like a summer home deal.
It's a summer home and a nice getaway from regular business.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are people that actually live full time.
Yeah, they are. Down in Harborside, they have 3 or 4 people that are actually living on their boat.
Right, so it's done either way, and I was really surprised to see all the elaborate hookups, apparently electrical and water hookups and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, you have to have all that.
Okay, yeah, electrical, yes, we've got electrical here. But in any event, this is a different way of enjoying the river, and I understand you guys have gone, what, as far as St. Louis?
Yeah, we've gone down to mile marker 1 on the Illinois River, which is 256 miles from here.
Okay, that was my question. As I got a little bit bolder and bolder and got confidence in the boat that we got, we went further and further on the river, and the thought occurred to me, I wonder how far you could actually go on this river. And we got to talking to these folks that day, and they said, well, what do you mean, how far? We've been to St. Louis, but you can go all the way to New Orleans, and if you want, you can go across the Gulf of Mexico and go up the East Coast and through the St. Lawrence Seaway and back through Chicago and do a complete loop. Am I right?
Right, that's right. Yeah, some people have done that.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing that this resource is laying right out here for everyone to use, and very few people know. I mean, are you aware how few people know?
Yeah, we found out after we got boating that people can't imagine that this water out here comes from Chicago, and everybody says the water is so bad, you know, in the river up there. Well, the fish are coming back, and the people swim, and they ski and everything in it. And we've been doing it since '76, and I don't think we're still around.
Right, she touched on, I'll tell you what, she touched on something there that I really do want to mention. It is possible to get on your boat in the Chicago River, and I happen to have a place on Montrose and the Chicago River in Chicago, and it is possible to put a boat there and drive it all the way down to here. George, if I'm telling a lie, say so.
No, you have 7,000 miles of intercontinental waterways here.
Right, so it's not just really just a matter of taking this one river. There's all kinds of interconnecting rivers, and it's all, go ahead.
The Ohio River, Mississippi, and the Missouri River are 3 noteworthy rivers to mention.
Paducah, Kentucky,
Kentucky
you can get down to Kentucky Lake from here.
Okay, so this is an incredible, I'll tell you one of the things that I like about, first of all, when I'm cruising down the river, I can't help but get the feeling that I'm like Tom Sawyer. I get every bend of the river, you see something different. There's a different island or a grain elevator, or there's a farm or everything. It's very cool. But in addition to that, I kind of was watching a public broadcasting, PBS series about a guy in France that was going through all the waterways in France, and I thought it was fascinating. After I discovered, and that was a few years ago I saw that, after I saw this, I said, well, who needs France? We've got, this is beautiful. Do you agree?
Yes, I certainly do.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, all it takes really...
By now, you should be getting the idea that the Illinois River
and Heritage Corridor
our wonderful recreational resources.
Boats, motorcycles, street rods.
Something the entire motorsport community should know about.
Let's learn more.
You can even bring your little doggies. Look at these two cute little faces back here.
They got two huge German Shepherds back there that would love to get on our act here. Anyhow, folks, I want to thank you for taking the time. And one other thing, you told me that this was also navigable during the wintertime.
Yes, definitely.
So it's a year-round deal.
You might find one month where the river is actually frozen over, and even the towboats stop at that time. But generally speaking, it's been open 12 months a year.
It's absolutely amazing. And again, I want all you to know, you guys all pay for this. This is yours. Come on out and enjoy it. Agreed?
Oh, you don't have to pay for the locks or nothing. I mean, there's no tax on, for the boat or a license like you have to, get for your car every year.
Right. So this is something that's available to everybody, and we want to encourage everybody to take advantage of this just absolutely marvelous resource that I think, certainly I was unaware of it, and I've been here for a long time. Anyhow, we've got to go because we're running out of time on the show, as we always do, and I've got a task for you. Can you help me with closing out this segment?
Sure.
Okay, I want you to step forward here.
Okay.
This is real easy. That's good. As a matter of fact, even better. Come right out here, and I want you to look at the camera and say, "Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back."
Okay. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
The Rolliers made us honorary river rats before we left. We are indebted to them for all the information they provided. We could have spent hours, but time was running out, and we had one more stop to make. Next on the list was Hidden Cove. Let's see if we can find it.
Out on the highway, thinks he can fly. He ain't got no wings, just wind in his eyes. God bless the motorcycle man. He's gonna get around you any way that he can. He got a fire-breathing demon that he bought in '62. She rumbles down the highway like a freight train coming through. But God bless the motorcycle man. Now don't try to catch it. You'll be wasting your time. Be foul, fool, farmer, who can it be? Sky street creature that's a bumper tagging me. I think I'll slow down, let him slip fast. Then it's gone like a rocket ship. It's gonna take a fast trip. Good Lord, it's a 747, a leather covered rider, and a ticket straight for heaven. But God bless the motorcycle man. He's doing his thing the only way that he can.
Christine, you really didn't think you were going to be really important today.
I'm Mike Dude.
You're Mike Dude, absolutely. Girls, come on over here. Come on over here. I want Chuck to be able to see this. I don't know if we can do this. The sun is going the wrong way completely. Is this a pretty place or what?
It's a gorgeous place.
Everything we have seen is gorgeous today.
It is literally one cool thing after another. That's what I found going down the river with the boat. It's just one cool thing after another.
Breathtaking.
It's like Allison has mentioned many times on the car shows, in order to fully appreciate it, you have to come to the car shows. We cannot fully describe the serenity and the beauty of these places. You have to come yourself.
You really have to come here. I mean, this is so pretty down here with these boats, and every one of the boats, as you said, you were amazed that there's no generic boat.
Right, I didn't realize there were that many kinds of boats.
And they're all beautiful to look at, and they're all pretty in their own right. Now, are you guys getting good and beat? This has been quite a ride for you guys.
It's the air is so fresh, I'm ready to take a nap.
Pam, what do you think? Are you holding up okay?
I'm holding up okay. It's
Okay.
worth it.
Now, you guys got to know that I am now approaching my 50th birthday, right? And I love things like this FJ1200. And Chuck, if you can take another look at that thing, we can all see that that's really quite a weapon.
Powerful bike.
It's powerful, isn't it?
Very powerful.
Very powerful. And I'm going to tell you something. I used to laugh at the guys with the full dressers. When I was a youngster, to me, when you had a windshield, you were a sissy. But I'm going to tell you something. Now, as I approach 50, come on with me, kids.
You're finding those looking pretty
They're starting
attractive,
to look pretty attractive now. And so when we decided to do this show, I told John, come on with us. I told John, I says, this is going to be a long trip for us. Maybe you better bring something along for the old man. It's a little easier on him for the last part of it. So, what's that? I didn't hear that, Kimmy?
I
said get something for the old man and the woman riding in back of you.
There you go. Come on down here. This is, and all the manufacturers have one of these. And I must say, I used to laugh at the guys that had these bikes until I spent about a week on a Goldwing one time. I'm sure you're familiar with the Honda Goldwings.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I started really appreciating them after that. So I said, you guys got that Venture Royale stuff. I said, why don't we do one of those things? And Kimmy, real quick, engine configuration?
On this one?
Yes. No, the one behind the trees. Oh, yeah, this one. Real quick, while they're doing that, I want you to tell you. I want you to be able to tell me quickly. What has this thing got? It looks like a Cadillac or a Mercedes.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, Bill. It is the Cadillac of the lineup. Simple features: AM/FM stereo, CB, cruise control. Beautiful backrest for the passenger.
Okay, wait a minute. It doesn't just have a stereo system. This system, and I should say, this is all of these big mega, whatever you want, mega road monsters that they have now. When you slow down, the radio signal turns down so you're not blasting. And as you speed up and it's harder to hear, the thing goes up automatically, right?
Correct. It does that automatically in the system, and also does it through your headphones in your helmet if you have them in there also. It does.
All automatic.
All automatic.
Very, very cool. I mean, the car thing literally looks like a car. Christine, are you looking for engine configuration?
Yes, Bill.
What have we got?
We can't even find the engine.
I think it's 4.
Okay, what for?
Opposed.
It's not an opposed. Come on, Kimmy.
I can't even see it.
No, you're right, because it's so shrouded with... Okay, what we've got here is a liquid-cooled V4 with double overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder. Do I have it right?
Yes.
Okay, so in addition to being a luxury cruiser, this is also the latest high-tech engine design.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we are running out of time on the show, and I am changing over to this thing. Kimmy, this will be okay, right on, huh?
I can handle this. My butt's getting a little sore from the other one.
Right, well, that's what these things are for, because look at the size of the seat on here. And like I say, this didn't used to be my meat, but, maybe as I get older, I'll have a greater appreciation for this kind of stuff. Christine, we've left you out of this thing way too long today, so I want you to tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Bill, on something other than a rocket ship? Well, it's been a long day, and he must have really wanted comfort. Not to mention an elegant touring machine to fit in with our next destination.
guys must really be beat.
Actually, yeah, we're beat. We're tired, but gee, what a great ride. Guys, what do you think?
Awesome.
Everybody enjoy it today? Pam, you got your helmet on?
I had a great time.
Okay, as you can see, this is the high price neighborhood. We've got nothing but, I was going to say multi-million-dollar boats. I don't know if they're all multi-million-dollar boats, but this is
pretty close.
But Allison, did I tell you this was your area?
I like it. I couldn't afford it, but I certainly like it.
No, this is an absolutely sensational place, and what they've got here, of course, is all these incredible, magnificent boats and fine dining where you wear a shirt and tie, I assume, and all that. We've got to finish this up real quick, because if they spot us out here, they're going to think we're stealing something. They know we don't belong here.
You know what? If we stay long enough, I might.
Anyway, did everybody have, and by the way, this thing, what a comfy, cushy.
So you admit to your age now a little bit there?
Well, I still go over to FJ 1200, but I'm going to tell you something, I'm not laughing anymore. This is a nice way to travel.
You know what John said? He says, I'm not riding that other bike all the way home.
Okay, listen, everybody have a good time today. It's been fun?
Wonderful fun.
Okay, and everybody would agree that this Illinois River thing, this whole Heritage Corridor, is something everybody ought to investigate?
Oh, I think so, sure. I've never seen anything like this before, and it was really unbelievable.
You almost feel like you're out of state.
Yeah, it absolutely is absolutely sensational, and it's available to everybody, so take advantage of it. Chuck, I don't know if you panned around there. Let's swing up here and take a look at this fine inn that we've got. But we're out of time. We've got to get out of here. So girls, everybody bunch up together now. Everybody together. And tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
So, you didn't think there was any reason to have a motorcycle in Chicago. Guess again. There's great scenery in every direction. And the Heritage Corridor is something extra special. We've only shown you a tiny taste. You could spend a year exploring and still only garner a small portion. Unfortunately, we don't have a year, or even a few more minutes. We only have enough time left to thank our award-winning production team, including Chuck Itzenthaler, John Papke, Tom McGrady, Diane Itzenthaler, George Schindler, and Mike Sabatino. Music for this edition of Motorsports Unlimited was created by Fireside Recording Studio in Westchester, Illinois, and independent artists Roger Pauly and Jerry Herbert. Special thanks to JBTV's Jerry Bryant. Of course, we're going to thank the stars of today's show, Pam Thomas, Allison DeMoore, Kim Donahue, Chris Schutz, and our host, Bill Wildt. Me, I'm Paul Schultz, reminding you that nothing beats a motorcycle for sightseeing. Thanks for watching.
Just a minute. We also have to thank Luda K. and Janine Lauschat. Me, I'm Samantha Bentley. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Oh, one more thing.
The only major incident of our Heritage Corridor adventure was that for some still unexplained reason, Allison's shoe fell off while we were riding down the road. It could only happen to Allison.
This program made possible in part by support from Jimmy's Red Hots, located on Grant Avenue and Pulaski Road in Chicago.
This program made possible in part by support from ABC Auto Parts, located on Ashland Avenue at 138th Street in Blue Island, Illinois.
Motorsports Unlimited is produced by Bill Wildt, president of the Motorsport Advancement Crusade.
This program made possible in part by support from Bridgestone Firestone and your local Bridgestone Firestone tire retailers.
This program made possible in part by support from Koozies Cafe, located on Harlem Avenue and 87th Street in Bridgeview, Illinois. This program made possible in part by support from J.C. Whitney & Company, located just off I-80 at the Utica exit in LaSalle, Illinois.
The Motorsport Advancement Crusade is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the preservation and enhancement of motorsport. We are entirely funded by voluntary contributions. For more information, write Motorsport. Oh, you can write the whole thing, Motorsport Advancement Crusade if you'd like. But mail gets to us just fine, addressed Motorsport, P.O. Box 66242, Chicago, Illinois 60666. Or just call area code 773-478-4224. We enjoy hearing from our audience and encourage you to call or write.
Next week on Motorsports Unlimited, we bring you the first summer car show of the 2003 season. It turned out to be a dandy with almost 500 cars. Well, not just cars, but cars, motorcycles, even racing lawnmowers. The weather was exceptional, and we found it a great way to kick off the new season. Join us next week on Motorsports Unlimited and see.
So that's it, another edition of Motorsports Unlimited and the lovely ladies of Motorsports. And be with us next week because we'll have something real exciting. Bill Wildt's going to have the lovely ladies, and just about anything can happen right here on Motorsports Unlimited. Every week at this time, we bring you the best in motorsports. So be seeing ya. Bye-bye. And keep on rocking.